Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Super Monday Night Combat Commentary. Once again, I will be playing the tank class because that is my best class. Second best, I guess, is Combat Girl. She's pretty easy. I think the tank is pretty easy too. I mean, large amount of health. You mash R, right? You mash right click. You mash E, and then you hit bots with the product grenade, and you're good to go. But yeah, so I'm working on other pros, guys. I'm getting better. I've played Carl like 6 times, and it's like there's a pretty steep incline in terms of how much better I get. Like after the 3rd game, I sort of get the basics, and then it's more about getting sort of the finesse of the character down. So I'm working on that. Run Loco Moco again. I no complaints on my part because this is my favorite map, and I think this is the map that the tank is actually the most mobile on. Bullet Gorge, it's, I mean, the only good mobility place for tank on Bullet Gorge is above the lane where the bridge is, so you can jet from the enemy's, basically the enemy side all the way to your side. That's the only place. In this one, you can jet across the jump pads that take you up to the Annihilator, and you can jet from up top to pretty much anywhere, and you can jet around corners. There's a lot of corners to hide behind for cover, and so yeah. This Wascot, he starts hitting me, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I got a shield up, and now they're I don't know why they're pushing really hard up. I guess they're really looking for a kill, but I don't know why, because I don't think. Well, I mean, I guess they're doing the same thing I do. It's just more coordinated because their whole team's up, where they're just rushing out and seeing how stupid we are. I'm just taking a lot of damage, but that's fine. I'm not gonna die because nobody's gonna do enough damage. I'll fall back and heal if need be. And then just help me build up juice. And then this Combat Girl is very, very silly. She's way out of her element, but I don't really chase because their whole team's there. I probably could have killed her, but I didn't want to waste my mobility tool. And if the Wascot decided to run up and grapple me, and the whole team decided that it'd be a fun game to kill the Sliq. So right now, I run up. I'm basically this chest gets really low health, and in the early game, right at that point, I was just shooting him to make him panic and to get him away. So right now, he's out of the game. He's got to run back to his spawn to heal up, and while he's out of the game, it's my job to push all the bots. But since there's not a whole lot of bots to push, I'm gonna help this Sparkin assist, and I'm gonna try to push the enemies back. And I think the tank is really good for that because all you have to do is just go in there, Death Blossom, and then charge away, and you've already you've hit their entire team with fire damage, and like you're sort of panicked them in a sense where they might not have taken damage, but if you fearlessly run at them full blast, they're gonna be like, oh, they're gonna shit themselves just to seeing a tank coming straight at them, especially when the shield's up. But your goal isn't to stick around. It's basically go in there and be like, all right, you guys, you should leave now. This isn't the place to be because I don't want you to be here. And then if you have teammates to back you up, then you can pretty much push them all the way back. Because if they focus on you, then your teammates are going to mop them up because you have a huge health pool. And if they focus on everybody else, then you're going to be able to sneak up on them. You're going to be able to charge them off the map. And then right there, the guy was kind of dancing around. I tried to time it so that I would eject him out of the map, but no can do. I'm very much a proponent of spamming ejector, but there's some instances where you're not going to want to do it. And I see this chest, and he's being a dummy. Don't do that. Later he'll kill me with Rampage, but don't use Rampage as an offensive tool unless the enemy's really, really low health or is a commando. And if they're medium health as a commando and they still have both their grapples, assuming they're Spark or Assassin, then maybe. But your best bet is just to jump and then to Rampage away because it's a ridiculous amount of mobility for an enforcer, which I guess is sort of benefits him because considering he's the only enforcer without jump jets. Now I try to save this assault, but no can do, and then I missed the charge on the Wascot. But this dopey Combat Girl thinks it's a good idea that after he's critical health and on fire that he should grapple me, and then he dies mid grapple just from burn damage. No, I'm burninating bots, and then this Wascot. Wascot is really, really, really good at being incredibly annoying. But every class is really good at being incredibly annoying, depending on what they do. Assassin with a stupid fly, poking your money ball and sticking bombs to your heads during grapples. And then this Combat Girl, don't be this person. This person just runs in and just thinks right click is the bee's knees, and that she's just gonna dominate everybody. But yeah, you see later an embarrassing display of just right click spam. Don't be that guy. You want to time your right clicks, and you want to buffer them. There's a pretty large window when a grapple will work. It's not very frame specific. So, but basically, whenever they like just a little bit after they start their descent is when you wanna grapple, because basically they'll land into it, and so because it's got a relatively long duration. And so that you don't want to just mash it, because what's going to happen is you're just going to constantly be eating damage and constantly be doing no damage. You want to time it so you can maximize your DPS. Right there, I don't know what I was doing. I was doing a very bad job of buying the jump jet, that's for certain. But this Wasite comes up to play, and then this here, I'm stupid right here. I try to grapple this Chesson. I knew he was rampaging, and I'm like, right there, that was just me being stupid. My first instinct is whenever like a Chesson rampages or a Megabeth whirling dervishes is to just run at them and grapple and be like, I'll show you not to do this. But that's not what you want to do. Is depending on your character, is just to get away from them. Whirling dervish is, I mean, it's less of a boon, because like all that's really good for is stopping them from getting grappled, disrupting annihilators, and I guess just offense in general. But Cheston's Rampage is what he wants to use for mobility. Now, this is an embarrassing display on my part. I figured I'll just get a railgun kill, I'll taunt him, and I'll look like an awesome guy. I'm like, okay, fine. If you're going to embarrass me, I'm just going to fucking charge you. Hit him with a charge, and he was already dead when I Death Blossom. Just consider that Death Blossom a taunt. Now, this Wascot's overleveled by me by 5, but you know what? I got to stop him from getting up there and killing my teammates, because if he's overleveled on me, then he's most certainly overleveled on my teammates. Then I massive air myself back onto the map, because I am a jerk who uses massive air on a tank, because that's what you should be using. Because massive air on a tank is very good. He's really slow, and that makes him less slow. And it makes him incredibly hard to hit, especially when he's hopping around like a jerk. That combat girl's way out of her element. She needs to be healing her teammates and just chucking combat kitties onto the platform. Since if she goes up there on her own without any team support, she's going to get decimated by everybody. And ideally, she should have already been up there. And right here, I'm like, oh no, they're going to get the Annihilator, and I'm taking damage, and I don't make it over. And you can clearly see me just mashing E in the corner. But I get away. They don't have an Assassin on their team, thank God. Assassin is easily the best commando and easily the most annoying. Wascot's probably easily the worst commando, but he is also incredibly annoying too. And one thing I was thinking about that could be a neat trick with Wascot is to use what's that perk? Health Inverter with Wascot, on the grounds that it throws up the horns. And so, like, for example, whenever you get low health, you throw up the horns, and people will think, oh, he's just used Shifty Shuffle, so they won't grab you. But that's just me thinking to myself out loud. I don't know if the horns are any way different, or if you can differentiate them, but maybe get on that. And right there, I saw that combat girl before, but I didn't have the chutzpah to run out there and ring her out with my charge that Spark did with his flip switch. By the way, I realized that in my last commentary, I believe I called it Volt Switch, and that's a Pokemon move, so you can go ahead and ignore me on that one. It's Flip Switch, which is equally electricity-based. Right here, as soon as I get my juice, I'm like, nope, I break this guy's grapple, I make him sad pants. I know, I figured I had just killed that Fuji. Oh, and recently, I should tell you this. My last few videos, I've been talking about how I would jet to get churros. Right there, I try to jet to get churro, but the Spark gets it before me. But recently in Rule Change 4, they've gone ahead, and this is an older gameplay. It's like, I don't know, 3 days before Rule Change 4. But they went ahead and changed the drops that the Fuji's drop. So now instead of 1 juice box and 1 churro, they drop 2 juice boxes and 1 piece of armor. Which kind of, I mean, it's more juice, sure, that's great. But I really like the churros for a bot lane clearing. It made the tank much better the old way. And many would argue that Tank is not a very good enforcer comparatively to the veteran and to Cheston, at least when it comes to skill play. Like pub stomping, sure, you can use anybody you want, but many consider Cheston's mobility and high DPS to be much better than the Tank's health pool in terms of the Tank's high health, but he's very low mobility. But I do believe, in my opinion, that the tank is much better at bot clearing. I'm sure some people will disagree with me because the barrel does a big splash damage and can be really annoying, especially if the enemies like to stand around their bots. Right there, I charged into a banana peel, which it made me giggle. I chortled like an Asian schoolgirl right there. Whenever that happened to me, if you can imagine a chortle. If you're not sure what a chortle is, it's probably exactly what you think it is. Anyways, let's get away from laugh patterns and onto me very slowly making it all the way back here to buy bots. This is what you guys are going to want to do. You want to buy bots when you can, and when you want to die not often. The less you die, the more money you'll build up from bot streaks. And that's what you gotta really want to do with the tank. The tank is mostly lane presence. Like if there's a tank sitting there, you're not gonna just run up and just take out these bots, no sweat. Leo's not just gonna approach. A dumb Leo will. A dumb Leo will bot code X and will steal one of your bots and just run straight at you. And then you will just run away from those bots. And then whenever he's wasted both of his abilities, you will go back and mop the floor with all those bots, mop the floor with him, and he'll feel like a big dummy. And then this combat girl doesn't know her place, and so I light her on fire, and she crumples into a very disturbing pile. Now this Carl's being a big mean pants and decides he's gonna handler me a bunch, and so I'm like, yeah, no, that's okay. I have 1 billion health. I'll go back and I'll heal up. And whenever you go heal up, buy bots. That's what you're gonna want to do. And you want to keep track of the Annihilator. If you tab on the scoreboard, it'll tell you the time. And the first Annihilator comes at 5 minutes, and then all the other Annihilators come 5 minutes right after the original Annihilator is purchased. So what you're going to want to do is, what I always forget to do is, whenever the Annihilator is purchased, you're going to want to keep track of that so you know when the 5 minute mark is so that you know to be up there. Oftentimes what I do is I just assume that's going to be around 10:30 or 11 because the Annihilator fights usually don't last longer than 30 seconds or a minute. And sometimes they last even less than that if your teammates don't know what to do. Now right here, I get that chest, which was a nice surprise. I was basically just trying to clear all those scramblers, clear all those bots in the chest, and I guess that would be a nice present for me. I guess he thought I was down, and so he decided to give me a free kill. And right here, that bitches don't know about my shield, and that those kittens did nothing. My shield just sponged it all, which is good because if they hadn't, I would have taken a massive damage. I'd have been slowed, and I'd look like a big jerk. And now I get super tackled right there by that bouncer, and I fly all the way across America. And I come back for my revenge. I'm like, this isn't over. Now right here, I'm just fighting this so my team doesn't have to deal with it because it's on our side, and also because once I kill it, I'll get a bunch of experience and I'll get a churro, so I'll be able to mitigate all the damage it did to me. Plus, I'll get my all the armor it drops, as you can see. But then that Wascott, who was 1 level above me, decided to tango, and despite the fact that I had juice, I had just used it. And so the last thing I wanted to happen was him to waste my juice with the grapple. And so I wanted to regen my health from him hitting me. And then right there, that really annoyed me. I didn't make the jump for some reason. I think I hit a teammate or the bouncer or something. I don't know. But it just really annoyed me that I had to waste my charge to get up there. And then they get the Annihilator because of it. I mean, they probably would have won it anyways, but that just really annoyed me that the reason they got that Annihilator almost uncontested was because the jump thing didn't work. Now this jerk's rampaging again like a dope. And then I do the smart thing this time, which is just to get away from him. Depending on your class, it should be relatively easy. If you're a defender, if he's rampaging at you, then if you are a support, then that's just a free head crab with the airstrike. If you're Leo, I don't know what to tell you. Just to spam crossbow, balestra, I think it's called. If you're a combat girl, then you should have kitties nearby to just fortify and demolish his stupid ass, and then he won't have any means of getting away because he just wasted it. And then if you're a commando, then you can just lunge away real easy. Or you can use your mobility tool to get away real easy. And now you basically made him burn his own mobility tool, and yours will come back much faster than his. If you're a tank, you can charge away, and if you're the gunner, then you can slam and just demolish him for being a big dope. And hopefully ring him out. Now right here, their whole team decided to be a fun game of shoot the tank, and I don't like that game at all. I don't like that game. So I go up, I back off, and I get healed, and then I play Ring Around the Rosie with this combat girl in terms of, oh, she's healing me, so I'll just go to where she is, and so we go in a big circle. I say, fudge it, I'm going to push this lane. Now the tank is an excellent lane pusher, and that's what you want to do, is you basically just want to exist in the lane. And your best bet is to stay is to hit the bots in your maximum range, but then to try to keep them at their minimum range for damage, so that you're getting hit a bunch you're getting hit a bunch, but you're not taking a lot of damage. You're just building juice. And right there, once again, I do the churro trick that is pretty much pointless now since they changed jackpots, which kind of bugs me. I mean, I think it just sort of nerfs the tank in essence. I mean, it gives armor and juice, which I mean, that's good too. The level 4 product grenade is amazing. Now I see this Carl, and I go to ejector him out, but it doesn't work. And then I Death Blossom on his head, and I very stupidly, right here, I get aggressive when I should be running away, and then I waste my charge right there. I'm not in the air, and I deservedly die. And then when the first time I died, I believe I said, I can't believe I died to the rampaging idiot, because you shouldn't be using rampage like that. You can be, but if it gets in a tough situation, then you're not going to get away. And later, I believe in this match, you'll see I'm just chasing him down, and he's just rampaging. He's not rampage jumping, and he's not making it very hard for me to chase him. And he's just going in a straight line. And then this combat girl is not good. I don't know what she's doing. I'm just gonna knock you out of the ring. Don't stand next to the ring, and don't just let a tank walk straight at you. Now I was gonna back off from this assault, but you know what? This Spark's gonna come up here. I'm gonna help him out. I'm gonna completely whiff with that charge, but I'm gonna light him on fire. I'm gonna Death Blossom him, and he's gonna die. And right there, I don't know why I was really running from that assault. I was 2 levels above him. That's one thing. That's one of my biggest weaknesses, is I don't really pay attention to level. Like, it's every now and then I'll pull my head out of my ass and go, oh, there's levels, I should pay attention. And I'll go, oh, I died. Like, anytime I die, and I'm like, okay, I bet you that guy was over level and I just wasn't paying attention. Try to ring that guy out who's using, I believe, Spunky Jumpy. He's just jumping around with his dumb product. Which, I mean, sure, why not? He's not really wasting a product slot, because it's pretty annoying, and it's really good on the assault. But, I mean, he could be having all sorts of other products, like asbestos, so I wouldn't be burning the shit out of him, or, I don't know, some other thing. I don't know what it'd be. Now, right there, I think about going after that combat girl, but then I just back off. And it would have been really easy. She was 4 levels below me, and once again, it's just me not paying attention to levels. And I'm really glad I didn't go after her, because I probably killed her. But that Wascott and that Chesson just popped up out of nowhere and decided it'd be fun party time with playing Spank the Tank. Spank the Tank. That's a good yeah. Oh my God, fraternity game. Spank the Tank. It's where you dress him up in a cardboard tank suit and you spank him, and that's an initiation ritual, as opposed to all the other incredibly weird initiation rituals. Now this Carl's been a big dumb jerkhead, and he keeps hitting me with bouncy buddies, which are just ridiculous. I mean, you get hit with them, they do a bunch of damage, and they're really easy to get hit with if you're not paying attention, because they just shoot them behind you and you'll back off, and then you'll just land into a million of them and take a million damage. But I mean, good for him for planning his attack out and being smart, because those things are not very easy to hit with. They have a lot of lag before, or not lag, but you know, a lot of time before they go off. Now here I decide I'm going to be proactive. I'm going to go up in these dudes' grills, and right here I'm going to hop around. I have juice. If this Wasca wants to grab me, he's going to get a surprise. And then I charge him off, and then he decides he's going to run all the way over there. And I see the Chesson being a big fat dope, and he's like, oh, I hope nobody kills me. Oh, no, somebody did kill you. I'm so sorry. I charged him. Very predictable, going for the Regenadol right next to the Annihilator, which is good to get. And then this guy's not getting away. Boink. Dead. I had to choose between the Assault and the Carl, and you know what? It had to be that Carl, because he was shooting me like a mean pants earlier with the handler, and then again with the bouncing buddies, and I'm not going to have any of that noise. And so now I'm very, very slowly creeping my way all the way back to my base to buy bots, which, I mean, if you are a commando, you could be doing this much better than I am, and I think you should be. Because if you're not going to push bots by killing them, because more often than not, people play commandos, they just go for low health enemies, and they just try to gank enemies, and that's how they get most of their money, and that's how they disrupt the bot lanes and everything. Then if you're going to do that, then I think that you should buy bots, because that's just as good as killing them yourself. And I usually play the tank a little bit too player killy. I also I like to bounce back and forth between being a little bit too passive and a little bit too aggressive. Because oftentimes there's times where I should definitely dive in and kill them, and then other times when I shouldn't. Like right here, there's 2 people, and I'm like, yeah, let's do this. But I guess my whole team was there, so I was pretty safe. And I see this Assault, and he's going to be a pain in the ass here in a second. He's going to keep shooting me with the, and I try to save this veteran, but it doesn't work. Because this Wascott snuck up on him, and he snuck up on all of us, really. Because I should have been there. If I was there, he definitely wouldn't have pulled any of those shenanigans. Because he knows I would have fire spinned and tackled him. Now looking through the floor, I see these guys, and I waste my jump jet for, I don't know why, I'm just flying around, and watch this. I'm like, okay, guess what, boink, I try to ring him out, doesn't work, but he takes a bunch of damage, and he gets fire spinned. Now I break the grapple right here, and I'm like, oh, you know what, and I try to grapple him, but he's flying, so I'm just a big dummy. This guy, look, Embarrassing. That's pitiful. He knows how to right click though. I'll give him that. He's definitely good at right click save link as. So I'm sure he's got a lot of really cool images he found on the internet, but not a lot of kills in this game. Now we got some bots. I think somebody bought some bots on the right lane because I had bought them a long time ago. And now I have 2,000 bucks and I think I'm gonna go buy some more. Actually, yeah, that's what I go to do. I go to check and then of course right there, you gotta charge into those churros. And I go back and I see, hey, they've already bought all the bots, so I don't have to worry about it. I'm gonna help this vet take out this bouncer, get him leveled up, maybe get me a little bit leveled up. Now I'm tied with this Waska, and one thing that I'm well aware of and that you guys should be well aware of from watching these is that I'm not good early game. I'm just not. I'm very, very good late game when I have all my skills, and I really just disregard other players' skills because I don't care about how well they use their skills. All I care about is my skills, because if I have my skills, I'm gonna get the deed done. But if I don't have my skills, then it's not happy times for me. And then this, I don't know what this assault's doing. He's just wasting his grapple. Thought it'd be a cool idea to just grapple me back there like I didn't have a bunch of armor, wasn't a tank, and then my whole team wasn't nearby. Now I'm doing some pitiful railguns here, not doing a whole lot of anything, just sort of wasting my time and theirs. Upgrade the shield. One thing I would recommend doing is upgrading the shield 1, maybe level 7. What I suggest doing is upgrading charge and then offense, and then upgrading product grenade, and then basically you're gonna go all three of those until level 7, and then once you hit level 7 you upgrade shield to 1 because it reduces the cooldown a great deal, and having that short burst of defense, it's a decent amount of defense, but mainly it's a psychological game where your enemies will see your shield and they'll go, oh, why even bother shooting at that? It's not going to do any damage to him. And so it's like the amount of the health that the shield has is pretty good, but it's not great. But it's mostly a psychological game of tricking your enemies into thinking that you're weak. Now right here, he's chasing after this combat girl, and I'll have none of that. And so now I'm burning him, and I'm like, oh, you're gonna try to get away? Well, first off, you can't because of scramblers, and second off, you can't because you wasted your mobility skill like a dope. Now here, let's clean house. I killed that assault. You know what? We're gonna kill this Wascot and this combat girl. We just gotta be a little bit sneaky sometimes. Oh, then she dies from an assist, and I'm like, you know what? Boop. Nope, done. Dunzo. You gotta watch your back, son. Your low health commando, you know what you don't do? Hang around in the bot lanes because the tank's gonna sneak up and charge you right in the back, and you're gonna look like a silly goose. Alright, now it's Annihilator time, and I hit this bouncer right in the anus with a product grenade, and then I sort of give him a colonoscopy right there. Ugh, that's not a good thing to have done. What a jerk I am. Chiki's being a real goofball, just getting himself nice and dizzy on their jump pad so I can't make it up to the Annihilator. But lo and behold, there's a nice Carl being a dope, and I'll charge him, do a bunch of burn damage, and I'll get the assist on that one because of the... wait, no, I do get the kill. Yay! I forgot about that. I killed that guy. He's not getting away. And oftentimes it's worth chasing people in that instance whenever your team is definitely going for the Annihilator, and you, because that's one less person, because what that guy's going to do is he's going to go and he's going to get Regenitol, and if he gets Regenitol, then he's definitely going to get away. And now, this guy, nope, don't spank my Spark. I know that Spank and Spark are only one letter apart, but seriously, knock it off. This guy's being dope. He's very bad. He decides it's a good idea to attack a tank 5 levels above him as Combat Girl with no kitten set up. And then, so I educate him and let him know, no, that's not a good idea. You shouldn't do that. And so now he knows. He doesn't really know because I assumed he learned nothing from this match, but he ought to have learned something. And right here, I'm like, you know what? That's a nice $4,000 you just spent. How about I take care of that for you? And I almost get knocked out there from the Jackbot's thing, his pound, and then I almost jump out of the ring, but luckily, massive air, yeah. And I take out their Jackbot by myself with just a little bit of juice that I didn't even have to buy. It was free. Now I'm trying to pick up some juice from the chickie, but he's a juice hog. He's a juice hog, or I guess a juice chicken. I don't know. But he doesn't let me get it for like a billion years. He just pecks around, dances like a jerk. But I eventually get it. I eventually bested poultry. So now I very slowly go back and buy bots, and I believe multiple times I get on the audio chat. I'm like, come on guys, you have to buy bots if you have the money. If you die and you have $500 and the Annihilator is not going to be up in 2 seconds, you need to buy the bots. Even if it's going to be up, if you're Leo, if you can buy bots like 45 seconds before the Annihilator's up, by the time the Annihilator gets up, people are going to just go up there to fight it. and they're just going to sort of ignore your Fuji, and really Leo has no business being up in an Annihilator fight anyways. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to place your turret pretty far ahead of where you're going, like so you can advance, and then you're going to push the bot lanes as far as you can. Then when your Annihilator goes off, you're going to want to just teleport back to your base using your turret, and then you've already basically mitigated all of the Annihilator would have done on at least one lane. You would have pushed up. That way the bots are going to meet halfway or a little bit further than halfway, and you'll actually have gained an advantage while they were all fighting. The trick is, though, is you have to be very, very aware, because you don't want somebody after the Annihilator goes up to sneak up on you before you can teleport back to your base using your turret. Now we're mopping these guys up. It was a shaky start at first. We didn't get the first Annihilator, which is usually how it goes with me. If we don't get the first Annihilator, I still believe we can win the match. The first Annihilator is very important, but I'm a very slow starter. What I really need in order to be efficient is I need Charge to be level 4, and I need Product Grenade to be level 4. Those are the two things I need to be very efficient. I update offense because it helps me to keep people off of me, because I do a bunch of damage with the Death Blossom, which is my main finishing move and how I do most of my damage. But if I could, like, those are the two most important, because one, it helps me to do what the tank does best, and that is lane presence and stop bots from advancing. And then Charge is great for doing burst damage, for doing ring outs, for getting away. Just, I think probably Charge is his best skill. And now I juice, and now I'm not gonna let this opportunity go by. I'm gonna burn, I'm gonna spin, and I'm gonna charge, and she's gonna die. Because she got pile driven by the bouncer because she wasn't paying attention, and she was where she shouldn't have been. She should have been back healing teammates and throwing kittens, because we were all up in their money ball, and nobody was around. So, but you'll see that this combat girl went 0-21, which is not a good score. You know, I give him a good old standard MNC taunt, and I went 19-16 with, I don't remember how many bot kills. We'll see here in a second. 179 bot kills, level 15, $11,000 made. And yeah, topping the charts. So that was this gameplay. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I'll have more varied pros in the future. So yeah, stick around and subscribe if you like this, and also like it if you like this, because and tell people about it. I want my channel to grow. I want people to see my videos, because I have a lot of fun making these videos, and I want a lot of people to see them. I want a lot of people to enjoy them, and I want a lot of people to learn stuff. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.